Namaskaram, 1000 names and 1000 stories, 310th name, AVISHISHTAAYA NAMAH. Vyasa and his disciples frequently engaged in profound and enriching discussions on the verses of the Upanishads. Through these dialogues, deep spiritual truths were revealed. On one such occasion, a meaningful discourse unfolded between Vyasa and his disciples. Jaimini, a disciple of Vyasa, asked, Guru, we see that liberation is attained when individual soul reaches the Supreme Soul, experiences His presence and serves Him. It is certain that mukti is a state of supreme bliss free from the disturbances of sorrow. But in that liberated state, do all jivatmas experience the same bliss? Or does each soul receive varying degrees of bliss based on the merits and demerits of their past actions? To this Vyasa replied, one who attains mukti is liberated from the bonds of all kinds of karmic deeds, both good and bad. Once freed, these deeds can no longer influence or affect the soul in any way. In the state of liberation, all jivatmas transcend the limitations imposed by karma and experience the same supreme unbounded bliss. There is no distinction or variation in that bliss as it is pure, eternal and equally shared by all liberated souls. Then Badari, another disciple, asked, Guru, I have a doubt. Let us consider a music concert where many listeners are present. Even though the musician sings the same song, each listener experiences varying levels of joy based on their individual tastes and understanding. In the same way, even if the Lord grants the same supreme bliss in the state of liberation, wouldn't be the liberated souls experience it differently, each according to their capacity? Wouldn't that mean there are distinctions even in the bliss of mukti? To this Vyasa replied, as mentioned earlier, in the state of mukti, all karmic bonds are completely severed. As a result, the jivatma's dharma bhuta jnana, its intrinsic knowledge, expands fully to its complete potential. On earth, when people listen to a music concert and experience varying levels of joy, it is due to their past karmas, personal inclinations, and the extent of their cultivated understanding. However, in the state of liberation, with all past karmas dissolved and the soul absorbed in a divine consciousness, the jivatma engages in pure, unbounded service to the Supreme. With its knowledge fully blossomed, every liberated soul experiences the same complete and perfect bliss without any distinction. Moreover, the Lord sees no distinction or hierarchy among the jivatmas. He bestows His grace equally upon all. The differences we observe in the world arise solely from an individual's past karmas, not due to any bias on the part of the Lord. Whether it is great sages who have performed intense penance and attained liberation, or devotees like Prahalada and Gajendra, the bliss they experience in mukti is the same. Even an ordinary person who attains liberation receives that very same supreme bliss from the Lord. For him, there is no distinction between man and woman, high and low, learned and unlearned, rich and poor. He sees all equally. To clearly illustrate this truth, the Lord incarnated as the infant Krishna resting on a banyan leaf, Vatapatrasai. During the great cosmic dissolution, at the end of time, He protected all beings by consuming the entire universe and safely holding it within His stomach. In that moment, did He see any distinction between man and woman, high and low, learned and unlearned? rich and poor, human and animal? No, he saw all living beings as his own children and safeguarded them with boundless compassion. Thus, the Lord is one who sees no distinctions or hierarchies. He grants complete and supreme bliss to all who attain liberation without any disparity. This is how Vyasa explained it. The term Vishishta means one who sees distinctions, while Avishta means the one who perceives all equally without any differentiation. When the Lord incarnated as Vatapatra Sai, the infant Krishna on the banyan leaf, he saw no distinctions among living beings and protected them all equally by holding them within his stomach. For this reason, he is called Avishishta, which is the 310th name in the Vishnu Sahasranama. Devotees who daily chant AVISHISHTAAYA NAMAH receive the Lord's grace to develop this very quality of seeing all beings and all things equally, just as he does. Narayana, Narayana.